Hello everyone, and welcome to another What I Think review. Now this one took me a little bit longer than I planned because, as many of you will know, I usually get two sets, one to keep boxed and one to unbox. The first set I ordered didn't turn up, so I had to order another one. And I want to give a huge shout out to Adrian Preston for getting me this one, which is the one I'm going to keep boxed. My local B&M does not stock these, never has, probably looks like they never will, according to what I've been told. So getting hold of these was quite a challenge for me. But as I said, the first one I ordered didn't turn up. The second one luckily has turned up, and then Adrian Preston got me this one. So huge shout out to him. So we're going to have a look at the figure, and we're going to have a look at the TARDIS, and we're going to have a look at the box. We're going to start off with the box. So here we have the box. It's a very nicely looking presented box. I love the new colour scheme they've gone with. Obviously they've got the TARDIS on the side here. It's interesting that it looks like they've gone for, well, I'm not quite sure which TARDIS they've gone for here, because I'm inclined to say it's a classic TARDIS because the door's the right way around, but then you look at the lamp and that's definitely doesn't look like a classic lamp to me. So I would say this is perhaps Matt Smith's TARDIS. Either way, it's nice to have that there. We've got the new logo. And then we've got this lovely little sort of, well, at first I thought it was paisley striping, but it's not. It's Gallifreyan symbols, and I think that looks fantastic. I love that little detail. Obviously, on the top, we've got the same sort of designs. On the side, we have Doctor Who. I'm going to call it the paisley striping because that's all I can see it as now. The paisley striping. Nice picture of the figure, and then what it includes: regenerated 4th Doctor collector set. I believe it's the same on the other side. Oh no, because we've got the window on that side. I keep forgetting you have window on that side. So again, nice window on that side, so you can see in. You can see the figure inside. The figure's nicely presented, and you can see the side of the TARDIS. And then on the back, we have the information about the actual set. So again, all the usual stuff. What it includes: picture, and then just some information. First of all, about the TARDIS. Then some information about the Doctor, and then sort of some information just about the two. There's not really a huge amount to do with Robot on the back of there, which would have been nice. I would have liked to have seen some more sort of information about the episodes it's from. So that's the box, but what I'm actually going to do as well now is do something a little bit different, because I'm going to show you the inside of the box. So this is the one that I've already unboxed, and I have to say this is absolutely brilliant in terms of the box, the way they've done this, because it's the Third Doctor's laboratory in unit. So if we get a bit closer, obviously you can see you've got shelves, and you've got a little notice board here with lots of little things on it, lots of little sort of in-jokes, you know, like the Talons of Weng-Chiang posters. A little note from the Doctor saying, this chap looks familiar, I should investigate him at some point. Pictures of the console and other little notes and things. The door, and it makes a really nice little backdrop, I have to say. So it's that's a plus side, certainly, to this set, is that they've put the effort in to do that little backdrop. It would be lovely to see that in future, certainly, because I think it's certainly something that that certainly adds to the look of the set, rather than just having, as much as I like the plain blue sort of diamond background, actually having something that references the actual episode it's from, I think is brilliant. It's something they certainly should have done for the Third Doctor set. So, full marks for the box, certainly, absolutely full marks for the box. And we are now going to get on to looking at the TARDIS. And I'm afraid this is where I'm going to have to subtract some marks. So here we have the TARDIS, and I'm going to go over 2 points. First of all, that I noticed immediately when it came out of the box. And the first point is, I don't know how well this comes up on camera, but this side is very bowed out. And if I bring it close to the camera, you can see, if I push it in, how much give there is there. If I open the door, there's a huge gap there, which is, such a shame that that's there. There's obviously, there's an issue with the mould, or it's warped or something like that. And the second thing on this is, when I opened it, I found this. The window is completely coming away from the back of it. Now, and I've just noticed as well, the huge blue paint marks here. I didn't see that before. I don't know whether that's just where it hasn't been weathered correctly. There's another one there. I'm guessing it's where it's not been weathered correctly. So, yeah, to get that, as soon as it comes out the box, I'm sorry, but I have to give that a huge mark off, because what that says to me is that there is, again, so little or barely any quality control going into these that they just that they didn't notice that the plastic was warped, or that, well, first of all, they probably did notice the plastic was warped, because I can't believe I'm the only one that's got it, but that means that they didn't care, that they just bung it in and said, oh, that's good enough. But the window on the back, either, again, somebody genuinely isn't checking these and didn't notice that the window wasn't fixed properly, or they saw it after it had been put together and they thought, oh, I can't be bothered to fix it now, just ship it out as is. And I'm sorry, but there's no excuse. There is no excuse for that lack of quality control. It shouldn't be like that. So I have to take points off that, unfortunately. As a box, however, as a TARDIS, it's a very nice looking design. It's certainly an interesting design, but once again, we are left with a TARDIS that is rather like the third Doctor TARDIS. It is a mix of different episodes, not the episode it's from, because first of all, you've got the things like the colour, the tone's very strange. It's a very odd sort of purplish tone to it. Secondly, it's got the white signs, which is a lovely addition, but I noticed it's got them on all four sides, and if you watch the episodes, it sometimes does have them on all four sides, but a lot of the ones, especially Robot onwards from the fourth Doctor era, where this TARDIS is supposed to be from, it has front and back white signs, but black and white. It has black on white front and back, but white on black side to side, which is an interesting mix. And obviously, as I said, it changes throughout different episodes, so I'm sure some people will go, oh, actually no, it did have them on all four sides, and it does in some episodes, but it doesn't in others. So personally, if it was me, I would have put 2 for 2 of the different ones. The next thing is that we've got the white lamp on top, and it doesn't matter which way you add it up. I'm going through the TARDIS Exteriors website here on my phone. So let's go to Robot. Now, Robot has... so where are we? Robot basically actually doesn't have the lamp as such. By the time it appeared in... now, I could get this wrong because it varies depending on the shots they have here. But basically, definitely, by the time it appeared in Planet of the Spiders, it didn't have the struts. It just had the lamp and the top bit. The white lamp, which I am now looking up, did not seem to appear until... If you would give me a moment, it does take a minute to look through this, but I want to try and get this right. So the first indication I can see of the white lamp on the TARDIS Exteriors website would seem to be sometime around the Deadly Assassin to the Robots of Death. I don't know the exact episode it first appeared in, but obviously it was not only well into the Fourth Doctor's era when the white lamp appeared, but also it was the fact that the white lamp appeared on the following model of TARDIS. It wasn't even the same model that they used during the third Doctor's era. So it's it's a bit weird that they've done that, that they've mixed it up again. I can understand why they've done it in the same way that they did the black base. They thought, oh, it's a different little feature, let's chuck it in there. But it does mean that it is an inaccurate model. Now, the other thing that I think's a bit of a shame as well is the fact that we've got the sign, which is black, but then they've also done the lining around the edge black as well. Obviously to make it look like the full sign panel, which the third Doctor era or the Robot fourth Doctor TARDIS had. And to show you what I mean, I have here my custom third Doctor TARDIS. Now, some of you may have seen this before. One thing that you probably won't have seen, if I zoom out a moment, one thing you probably won't have seen is that I've updated the lamp recently to make it look like the one that was actually in the Time Monster, because that's what I've based this off. But what I've done on the front here is the sign is actually a full panel, as it should be. And again, I hate to blow my own trumpet, but I just have to wonder, why were we given this when this is closer to the episode? And literally all I've done for this, in all fairness, all I've done for this is an overall repaint. I've replaced this this full panel is just the normal one, filled in with Milliput, and then placed the sign over the top of it. Now, given that this panel is a completely separate piece. It wouldn't be... I've said this before on the third Doctor one. Given the fact that this panel is a completely separate piece, it wouldn't be difficult to machine that and have it as a full panel. That would have been possible to do. The lamp, I appreciate that they wouldn't probably have changed the lamp. The lamp would have stayed the same, but again, a standard lamp. This is a custom one I've made myself, so that would have been... It wouldn't have been easy to machine. But even if they'd given it a black top and black struts, that would have looked right, in the same way that they could have used the lamp that they used on the third Doctor one. And then the roof, this is literally just a plain piece of card that I've just built up. But this is using the base part of this roof is from a 7th Doctor TARDIS. So again, why they couldn't just reproduce the roof and then just alter it slightly, or even, to be fair, even if they'd used the 7th Doctor TARDIS base with the roof, and it would have still looked a little bit inaccurate, it still would have looked closer to the TARDIS in Robot than this one did. So, you know, it really is a shame that they could have done so much better. And I as much as I sort of hate to rag on them, I honestly thought, when I saw the third Doctor TARDIS, I honestly thought that they couldn't make more of a hash job of it, because that was inaccurate, and it had bits missing, or it didn't have bits missing, but it had bits that didn't fit in and things like that. And I really thought, you know, the weathering on it was tacky, and some people got them completely unweathered, and I just really thought, you know what, at least it can't get any worse than this. I'm sorry, but it can. If you haven't got any classic TARDISes, get one. Get one of these. It's a great thing to have. And the nice thing that they're reproducing these again, and that they're reproducing them in such big, you know, thousands of numbers, is that it does give people the opportunity to get them, make their own custom versions, which is great. I think that's absolutely fantastic. As releasing them, well done character options. It gives the custom makers and people like that the opportunity to get their hands on classic TARDISes and make their own. As far as them actually being official products goes, I'm just... Why? When you look at... The problem is... Again, I hate to blow my own trumpet, but official product, fan custom. And again, I hate to blow my own trumpet, and I'm not just saying this about myself. I'm saying this about a lot of other people who make custom TARDISes as well. I apologise that I cannot remember your Twitter handles off the top of my head, but Thomas Walker on Twitter, he does some amazing TARDIS customs, and I apologise again, I can't remember your Twitter handle. I may quote the wrong one here, but a guy called Ethan, I think his Twitter handle is Sea Devil Lagoon. He's done some classic TARDIS customs as well that are absolutely amazing. And I sort of look at the things that the fans are producing, and then I look at what we're getting as an official product, and I just say it comes to a real shame when the fans are producing things better than the official products. So yeah, at the end of the day, as I said, if you want to get one of these to get a classic TARDIS, certainly do get it. Full credit to CO for re-releasing them, for understanding that there is a market for them. But really, CO, just put that little bit more work and effort into making these. Put a little bit more work into what goes into them, a little bit more attention to detail, a little bit more quality control, and I guarantee you, if you do that, the extra expenditure that it costs to do that, you will make that back in sales. You absolutely will, because the fans want these. The fans really, really do want these, and it's such a shame that we're finally getting them, and they're so lacking. It really is a shame, and I know this is a TARDIS set, but the bottom line is that the TARDIS is the disappointment in this set. It's a shame, but it's true. But that's enough doom and gloom. Let's get on to something much more positive and look at the figure that comes with the set. So here we have the figure, or I should say figures, because on the left is the B&M new release, and on the right is one of the original time capsule variants. I'm lucky to have one of the time capsules myself, so I thought it would be a great opportunity to compare them. Now I have to say, and this is going to surprise you probably, The detailing on the B&M one is lacking. But if I had to choose between one of these two to get, I actually probably would choose the B&M one, and I know that's surprising, but let me take you through my reasoning. Now, obviously, just looking between the two, you can see the comparison differences. So, for example, the time capsule one has the face detailing is much more sort of fine. The shirt, the lining on the coat, sorry, is sort of highlighted in a slightly sort of shiny plastic coat, and obviously the skin tone, the hair has also got a bit more sort of detailing on it in terms of like shadowing and things like that. The B&M one, meanwhile, has just plain painted detailing on the shirt. The head sculpt, the head details are much more sort of thick in terms of the painting. The hair has got some shadowing on it, but not as much as the previous one. And he's got these weird light brown sideburns for some reason. And the trousers on this one are actually more lighter. But the thing is, as much as I like the time capsule version, there is just something about the B&M one that I don't really know how to explain it, because I'm almost going to contradict myself here, because I've literally just said the detailing on this one is better. But in a weird kind of way, I think this one actually looks like the B&M one. The time capsule one has the better detailing, the more finer detailing. But the B&M one actually looks better, and I can't quite put my finger on why, but it does. And I certainly think that it's one that's going to be very popular among fans, and it's certainly going to be popular among people who missed it, and it's also going to be very popular because it's got the ruffled shirt, which obviously I know for a fact these are going to be hugely sought after by customs makers to do Third Doctor customs for that reason. But it's certainly an interesting difference. But I suppose in a way, for everything that I've just said about the TARDIS, and I've said about the lack of detailing and everything like that, I suppose this sort of, in a way, counters what I've just said, or at least shows that you don't have to have all the major detailing on a figure for it to look good. You know, they certainly haven't had all the major detailing on this version, and this looks really good. I really like this regenerated Fourth Doctor figure. So, you know, I suppose at the end of the day, it is down to individual preference. I think that character options need to pay more attention, certainly what they're doing on the TARDISes in future, and not that this figure is without its faults. I will forgive the shiny lapels and things like, you know, the non-shiny lapels and things like that. But I think the one thing that really does stand out on this is the weird ginger sideburns. If they just painted those the right colour, I probably honestly wouldn't have that many gripes. I wouldn't have any gripes with this figure. So I think if they can keep the quality of the figures like this, specifically this one, obviously I know that there were complaints about the Fourth Doctor 70s set and the details on those. But if they can keep the level of details of their re-releases like this, and just make sure that there's just a little bit more attention to detail on some of the smaller things, and put more concentration into what goes on the TARDIS models, then I think that character options re-releasing through B&M and doing the B&M sets, if they just spend a little bit more money in the right places and listen to the fans saying, actually, you know what, we like this, I think they'll do really well. I really think they'll do really, really well. And as some of you will know as well, I will link it in the description. I made a custom box for my time capsule Fourth Doctor, because I never thought we'd get a re-release of these, and I never thought I'd get hold of another time capsule Fourth Doctor. Now we've got another one of these. I'm going to put this one in the custom box. I'm going to put this one back in the time capsule. So if you want to have a look at my custom boxed classic Fourth Doctor, I will link it in the description. But yeah, that's the figure. It's a shame that the TARDIS is not as good as it could have been, but really hats off to character options when it comes to the actual figure itself. You've really done well here, and I really think that, as I said, you know, for all the faults of the TARDIS, this really proves that character options really can do. They really can put work into these. They just need to put work into all of it. That's really what I'm saying here. So that brings to a close another What I Think review. As always, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, it really helps me out a lot. And be sure to check out the description below for a link to my Patreon. I'm doing my very first figure animation and you can get involved. There's exclusive content and rewards for those who do so, and funding my Patreon in any way gets your name at the end of my videos. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.